And can you take me to the point of the story with your father? Because I know this was an inspirational moment. This was really great.
Yeah, so I made the decision that this is what I wanted to do several years ago. It was kind of the parlor game. If you won the lottery, what would you do for work?
Yeah.
And I said I want to have my own store. I did some real soul searching a few years ago, trying to figure out why that was the answer to a parlor game and not the answer to my, so what's next?
Yeah, yeah.
And I think it was because I didn't have the confidence that I could make it a real job, because it was so fun for me.
Mm-hmm.
And
it wasn't like work, like most people would say.
Right.
Yes, yes.
And, you know, around that time, 2008, 2009, with the economy taking a major downturn, the retail industry shrinking, I had a few friends who lost their businesses, that it didn't feel like a great time to say, I'm going to put a stake in the ground.
Scary
That's what I'm
time,
going to go do.
Like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this?
And
but you had something telling you, something, you had a conviction, some inner guidance, something.
A few years ago, I just said, if someone has to make it work, why not me?
Why not?
And I shared that with my dad, which was hard because he was definitely one of my biggest cheerleaders, but behind my back, when I wasn't there, he was bragging about me to everybody. But to me, he was always that person asking the tough questions.
Yes.
The questions that you maybe weren't prepared to answer, that, how are you going to fund this? Or how are you going to get your customer base? The really hard questions that you can't just throw out little ideas. And when I told him that this is what I wanted to do, he was silent for a minute, and he said, anything worth doing is worth doing yourself.
Yeah. And
he even dreamed with me a bit about how we could work side by side and how he could help me. And about 18 months ago, he was diagnosed with cancer. Mm-hmm. And at that time, I stopped dreaming. I stopped planning for this venture. I took a break because it was really hard to think about a 5-year plan when you're just trying to make it through a 6-week chemo cycle or going day to day. And
this was a difficult time. Good, very, very.
And, I was afraid that was going to ultimately delay the dream. Mm-hmm. But I promised my dad that I would do this. Mm-hmm. And when he passed away last April, this was the only thing that inspired me, that made me feel alive again, was this dream. Yeah. And I told him I would do it, so I was going to be damned if I didn't.
Right.
And I really wanted to be open before the 1-year anniversary of his passing. Right. And I made that goal.
She did. Yeah, she did.
And
it's wonderful. Yeah.
It was, there are little touches of family and of him everywhere. So from the crystal chandelier that hangs above my checkout counter.
It's beautiful. Yes.
To the, even carrying jewelry with prisms and working with the antiques and the vintage pieces. There are little pieces of family everywhere, and that's important to me.
It's amazing because I think all of us can relate to obstacles, and sometimes we can really get stuck by those, and it's overcoming those obstacles. And I think, what would be the words or word of wisdom that you would say to someone? Because obviously you did, and there's other ones to come, obviously. I mean, life is full of those wonderful things. But what got you through? What made you say, you know what, I'm going to do this no matter what? What would you say to someone who has an obstacle right now and they're trying to move into their dream life?
I heard an amazing quote that I really love, that's amazing things rarely happen inside of your comfort zone. And
nice.
I felt like I'd had such a difficult run at life that I deserved something amazing, and that I was driven by a higher purpose. And I think that you need to tap into your passion, whatever that is, whatever sparks or ignites the passion, whether that is a joyous occasion or a heartbreaking one. Anything that you can draw your energy from, take it and run. Because you will never have more energy than you have today. There will never be a better time. There will never be an opportune moment to step away from your paycheck to take the risk. And also, don't do too much research before you decide to quit, because you have to be just dumb enough to be brave.
If
because
you're going to wait till it's finished, you will never, ever do it. It's great advice. And if not now, when? If not you, who? That's what I say to people. You're exactly right. I mean, this is your testimony. And you're young. I mean, I don't usually say ages, but if you don't mind saying your age when you got into this business, I mean, you're young. You did this. You're, how old are you?
30.
She's 30. She's in diapers. I mean, it's like, it's amazing what you've done so far in your life, and you keep going. And I wanted to touch also, just ask, I mean, I think it's a fundamental human trait that we want to be of some significance in our life. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a book deal or a boutique, wouldn't you agree? Just to be significant and contribute in some way. And I feel, and I don't know, maybe you can give me your opinion, even if it's in the home and you're, wiping and you're taking care of your aged parents, or the cheek of your children, wiping them when they're you're clearing up after them, and or you're doing something like you're taking care of dogs, whatever. It doesn't matter what you're doing, but you can make the ordinary and extraordinary, because if you bring, like you said, your presence to it, your passion to it, then the ordinary becomes extraordinary. So everything can be significant. So it doesn't matter what you do. And I think what you're doing here in contributing in your way, it's not just a boutique. That's what I was saying in the beginning. We're not only getting the insight into this lovely area, which you get so pampered, and it's full of abundant treasures, but it's you. Yeah. It's really you and your father, like you said, and your family. So, when the customer comes in, this is what you see. You see Courtney, but you're going to get a lot more.
And one of the things that I really try to create, and as far as the atmosphere here at Curate, is that when you're coming here, you're coming over to your friend's house. Yeah. This is my home, and you are my guest, and I want you to feel comfortable and feel welcome. And it's not a museum. Even though the name's Curate, it's not a museum. It is a home for me. And I try to make people feel like it's okay to play and to try new things and take things off the shelves and put them on. There's nothing too precious. There's nothing that's irreplaceable, here. And I think that for me, one of the maybe somewhat ordinary things that I find extraordinary and that keeps me going is I love to make people feel beautiful. I love to make women feel like they have something special. It's their special coat of armor, a new dress, or a new accessory that makes their eyes pop, or that really makes an old dress look new again. And some of the most amazing things, I've had people email me thank you notes. Aww. I've had people stop back in the stores, say, I couldn't love my jeans more. Thank you so much.
It's wonderful.
And those are the people that
precious moments
that help me get through the tough times, that help me get through the days where I'm wondering,
what am I doing?
Am I just talking to myself here?
Wow. And, I just want to say, and we could go on, and you've just really, you've honored us all with this is a great place. It's not only, you're not just getting this boutique, you're not just getting Courtney, you're coming in, you're getting her family, you're getting her presence and her essence, and come. I mean, this is on Erie Avenue in Hyde Park.
Edwards
Avenue.
It's on Edwards Road. Yes.
And I'm so sorry, but now you're going to remember it. And she is actually, if you want to say you're opening, because you have new hours now. If you wanted to mention that.
Yeah, we're open 7 days a week now. So we're open Mondays from 10 to 6, and Tuesdays 10 to 7, Wednesdays and Thursdays 10 to 8 p.m.
Yeah.
And Fridays, Saturdays 10 to 6, Sunday 11 to 4.
Yeah. And it's not just for ladies. Guys, come in and get your ladies something here, because there's something for everybody. And you have prices all over the gamut, because really you can afford something for everybody. Really, that's what I love about the boutique as well. So
yeah, we have little accessories starting as low as $12. And, right now, I think the most expensive thing in the store is $230.
Yeah. So you can really afford anything. But anyway, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much. And it really, visit here, you'll find a treasure here, not only in the boutique, but in Courtney, too. Thank you very much. Thank you, Courtney.
Thank you.